Hercule Poirot finds Christmas far from festive. There's murder on the cards. That's after the news and weather.
Good evening. This is the news from ITN. The headlines. Frederick West, charged with 12 House of Horrors murders, is found hanged in his prison cell. Chechen rebels fight on as Russian troops surround the presidential palace in Grozny. In the Test, a captain's innings from Atherton, but England still collapse. The man accused of the House of Horrors murders in Gloucester, Frederick West, was found hanged in his jail cell today. West was at the centre of one of the biggest police investigations on record. He'd been in custody since last February, charged with 12 murders. Committal proceedings against him were due to start next month.
Inquiries continued tonight at Winson Green Prison, where Frederick West's body was found hanging in his cell at lunchtime. Staff had tried to revive him, but West, who was due to stand trial for the murders of 12 women and girls, was certified dead by a doctor. Police were asked if it was suicide.
Well, we're looking into a death, and I think suffice to say at this stage that we have to keep all options open, although that may well be the case at the end of the day. Of course, we go into all inquiries of this nature with an open mind.
The police investigation at 25 Cromwell Street in Gloucester was one of the biggest in modern times. Officers spent months taking the house apart. In the narrow garden behind the house, 9 sets of remains were found in 3 sites. First, West's own teenage daughter, Heather, then Alison Chambers and Shirley Robinson in the garden itself. Under the concrete basement floor, officers found Teresa Siegenthaler, Shirley Hubbard, Lucy Partington and Juanita Mott. Last March, remains identified as those of Linda Goff were found under the ground floor bathroom. The next day, the search unearthed the remains of Carol Cooper, again in the basement. Even as the last of the 9 victims was discovered, a search team had already begun work at site number 2, 10 miles north of Cromwell Street. In isolated fields at Muchmarkle, police found the remains of Fred West's first wife, Catherine, and Anne McFall. And back in Gloucester, a fresh team of officers found the body of West's other daughter, Charmaine, in one of his previous homes. Tonight, his brother gave his reaction.
Coming out of a shock. He was my brother, and I still always remember him as he was.
In Cromwell Street, where the house is now locked up, neighbours gave their view on his death.
Well, it's the best way out from reading it. There's nothing else you can say. I think he deserves everything he got.
It'll save a lot of trouble, won't it?
Tonight, police in Gloucester held a news conference to confirm that murder charges against Fred West's wife, Rosemary, would proceed. She's due in court again next month.
Russia claims its troops are tonight in control of the Chechen capital Grozny after another day of bloody fighting. As night fell, Russian reinforcements moved in, tightening their grip. But they're meeting ferocious resistance from Chechen fighters.
As the rest of the world celebrated the new year, the battle for Grozny, under eerie shadows cast by Russian army flares, turned into a firefight.